Today, we are diving deep into Atomic Habits by James Clear, and we're going to tackle a huge question. Why do our big, ambitious goals almost always seem to fail? And more importantly, how can tiny, almost invisible changes lead to, well, truly remarkable results?
I mean, think about it. We've all been there, right? It's January 1st, you're full of energy, you've got your list of resolutions, and then by February, maybe March if you're lucky, it's all just kind of fizzled out. It is such a frustrating cycle. But what if the problem isn't you? What if it's not about your willpower at all, but about the system you're using?
Well, the answer starts with some pretty mind-blowing math. What if you could just get 1% better every single day? It sounds like nothing, doesn't it? 1% is tiny. But here's the magic. Over a year, that tiny improvement doesn't just add up, it compounds. And you end up, get this, 37 times better. This is the secret engine that drives all real lasting change.
So, in this explainer, we're going to break it down into 3 key ideas. First, we'll look at the math of tiny gains. Then, we'll dive into a powerful mental shift called Identity is Your Compass. And finally, we'll roll up our sleeves with the Architect's Toolkit. Okay, let's start with the math. See, the problem is we're all obsessed with that one huge Hollywood-style breakthrough moment. We want the overnight success. But the real power, the real secret, is hiding right in front of us, in the tiny, boring, seemingly insignificant things we do every single day. And this quote from the book, man, it just flips everything we think we know right on its head. We think, I need bigger goals, more ambition. But Clear says, nope, your goals don't actually matter that much. It's your systems, your daily routines that determine where you end up. You can have a goal to be a millionaire, but it's your system for saving and investing that'll get you there. So, if we're doing the work, why do we give up so easily? Well, it's because we get stuck in what the book calls the plateau of latent potential. You know that feeling, right? It's that awful, crushing moment when you've been going to the gym for a month, you've been eating right, and you step on the scale and nothing. It feels like you're failing, but you're not. Your progress is just building up under the surface, storing energy for a breakthrough. The book has this brilliant metaphor for it, an ice cube. Just imagine an ice cube in a room. The temperature goes from 29 degrees to 30, still a block of ice, to 31, still nothing. You've been putting in all this work, warming it up, and you see zero change. And then it hits 32 degrees, and boom, it starts to melt. That 1 degree shift wasn't magic. It was the result of all the work that came before it. That's exactly how your habits work. And that leads us to what is, for my money, the most profound idea in the entire book. See, real change, the kind that actually sticks, isn't about what you want to achieve, it's about who you decide to be. It's a total shift from focusing on your goals to focusing on your identity. Just listen to the difference in the language here. On one side, you have someone saying, I'm trying to quit smoking. That implies a struggle, right? They still see themselves as a smoker fighting an urge. But on the other side, I'm not a smoker, period. The identity has changed. The internal battle is just over. The behavior simply follows who you believe you are. Now here's the kicker. Your identity isn't fixed. You actually build it piece by piece with your actions. Think of it this way. Every time you do something, you're casting a vote for the type of person you want to be. You put on your running shoes and go for a jog, that's a vote for I am a runner. You write one page, that's a vote for I am a writer. These tiny actions are the evidence that builds your belief in a new identity. So how do you do it? The whole process really boils down to 2 beautifully simple steps. First, you decide the person you want to become, not the goal you want to achieve, but the who. And second, you start proving it to yourself with incredibly small wins. You don't start by trying to write a novel, you start by writing 1 sentence. That's it. That's the proof. All right, so we've got the big picture, the why. Now it's time to get our hands dirty with the how. This final section is all about the practical stuff, the toolkit you need to become the architect of your own habits. The book gives us this amazing, simple framework called the 4 laws of behavior change. It says every single habit, good or bad, follows a 4-step loop in our brain. A cue, which triggers a craving, which leads to a response, which gives us a reward. So if you want to build a good habit, you just have to engineer each step. You just have to make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. Let's just take the very first law, make it obvious. This has nothing to do with motivation or willpower. It's all about designing your environment. You want to make the cues for your good habits impossible to miss. You want to read more? Don't hide the book on a shelf. Put it right on your pillow. You want to go to the gym in the morning? Lay out your workout clothes the night before. Let your environment do the heavy lifting for you.
And here's the really cool part. This whole system works perfectly in reverse for breaking bad habits. You just flip the laws on their head. Instead of making it obvious, you make it invisible. Instead of easy, you make it difficult. You want to stop mindlessly scrolling on your phone? Make the cue invisible. Leave your phone in another room. Make the habit difficult. Delete the social media apps so you have to log in through a browser every time. You're just adding a little friction. It's brilliant.
And that brings us right back to where we started, our small, atomic daily actions. Every single choice, from hitting the snooze button to choosing water over soda, is a vote. It's a vote you cast for the kind of person you are building. It's not about being perfect. It's just about making sure that day by day, the votes for the person you want to be start to win. So the only question left is, who did you vote for today?